All right, so setting the clocks back this weekend gave us an extra hour of sleep, right? But for many, it also wreaks havoc on our bodies.
So much so that there's usually a spike in cardiac incidents, atrial fibrillation, and even car accidents in the days following daylight saving time. So Dr. Adrian Pristis is the Director of Sleep Medicine at Hackensack Meridian Health. And he is here this morning with some tips on how to help us adjust to the time change. So good morning to you, Doctor. Thanks for taking the time to be with us this morning.
Good morning, Hazel and Dan. Thank you for having me.
Okay. So how long does it typically take for our bodies to adjust to this time change?
The fall is a lot easier because we get the extra hour of sleep, or we should get the extra hour of sleep. Most of us don't even take advantage of that. And then for the people that work at night, they have an extra hour of work. But getting back on your schedule should be pretty easy at this time of year because most of us don't have work on Sunday morning, so we can sleep in. And just getting back on your schedule is the most important thing. Certainly, there are some health risks that come along with this. As you mentioned, the accident ratio is a little bit higher at this time, so it's important to be careful about getting the proper number of hours sleep because the reality is we don't perceive our risk for an accident. Fortunately, most accidents are of no consequence, so we don't realize it, but it is real and it does happen, as you mentioned. So get back on the schedule as soon as possible. No big major thing has to come of this. Just be disciplined and start your morning at the same time every day and get back to sleep at night at about the same time.
Okay, that's easy for us adults, but what about our kids, right, who were up at 4:15 yesterday morning and then 5:15, so what do you do for the kiddos?
The kiddos are tough, but they do like a schedule. I will tell you, when they're less than 5, they typically still nap, so they can have their nap whenever they like if you allow them to, and they can get back on schedule quickly. The same goes for the ones that are older than 5. They do like a schedule. They do like some regimentation. Yes, they are up early at this time of year, but hopefully that's just a one-night event, and then Monday morning is school, and they're back on their schedule. And it shouldn't be too much of a problem for them.
Okay.
I wouldn't make a big deal out of the fall. The spring is a bigger problem.
Yeah, that one's the hard one. But listen, for anybody that's looking to or struggling to get sleep, they look for anything that's going to help. So are there any, gadgets or anything that can help us sleep? But I know, sleep masks are something that you see a lot, but are there any new gadgets, trends that help us sleep better? I mean, I've actually seen people taping their eyelids shut. And their mouth.
Well,
I don't know. It's just strange.
I will tell you, sleep masks are helpful, and I wear a sleep mask. In my experience, about 1 in 4, 1 in 3 people do get a better night's sleep with a mask. All you have to do is cover your eyelids with your palms after you close your eyes and see that there's still plenty of light that comes in, and even a little bit of light can be disturbing when you're trying to go to sleep. So there are some traditional masks which aren't very comfortable: contoured mask, weighted mask, cooling and heating mask, aromatherapy mask. There's a lot out there. The key is to be comfortable. And you mentioned mouth tape as well. So the goal of a mouth tape is to improve sleep quality, hopefully decrease snoring, reduce the risk of dry mouth, which is very annoying. And a dry mouth is very bad for your respiratory health, also bad for your gums and teeth. So it is important to try and maintain that. The problem with the mouth tape is that I always get concerned about my patients that are doing that without a discussion first, because in the Northeast, many of us know, or many of us have, a nasal congestion at night. So if your nose is stuffy at night, you're going to have a hard time putting tape on your mouth.
Yeah.
There's also the allergy and irritant component of the tape that you're going to put on the same spot every night forever, and it can get irritating. You can have allergies. So I would always recommend a little bit of a skin test first.
I've never heard of this tape. Can we use it during the day on some people?
Can you use it on your spouse at night? I'm just asking for a friend.
Yeah, does it go fully over the mouth? Like, what are we talking about?
Well, the most common one is like an X that goes over here. There are a few other ones that, so the side of your mouth still opens, but it can be helpful. My concern is that a brief conversation with your doctor about the possibility of sleep apnea is probably the most important thing to
Yeah.
do before you do that, because this is literally a band-aid,
Yeah.
and you are literally or figuratively
Got it.
giving yourself more trouble, or just avoiding the diagnosis and treatment. So just be careful about the
Okay.
sensitivity issue. Little test of a piece of it on your lip would let you know whether you
Okay.
have a problem with it,
Yeah.
and then you could try it while you're awake too.
Real quick, we're almost out of time here, but I want to get to melatonin and magnesium. People talk about these two things as like the miracle to help them fall asleep faster. Are you taking them together? Can you take them separate? I mean, I'm somebody who can't take melatonin just for health reasons, but what do you recommend for people?
So melatonin, you do not need a ton of it. We
Okay.
make minuscule amounts in our body. 1 or 2 milligrams taken 2 to 3 hours before bedtime is how it works. This stuff that dissolves under your tongue is not the way our body works.
Okay.
And it's not a sedative. It helps our clock. So, and it only helps you fall asleep. It doesn't help you stay asleep.
Yeah. Good point.
Here's what I'll say about magnesium. It's pretty harmless. Try it. You believe it or not, you can get diarrhea from magnesium, and
That's
in
what you want while
studies,
you're sleeping.
right? In studies, the only population of people that it helps is pregnant women.
Ah,
So there's not a lot of data out there to support it, but you know what? It's harmless, so go ahead and
okay.
try it. And if it helps you, even if you think it helps you, it might help.
All right. I'll report back.